Hey everybody, Dave here with welcome to the Average Dave's and Movie TV Talk. I screwed that up. So again, welcome to the movie Average Dave's Movie.
Can we get a
TV
mulligan? This guy's dad.
I'm Dave. This is the other Dave. He never mentions his name. As you can see, though, he's the Scrooge today. I dressed up all nice Christmassy, and he came in.
How can I be the Scrooge? I have the superior list over your inferior list.
You knew we were doing a Christmas list today, and you decided to just show up with just a.
What? I decided to not own something that I don't own. What was I supposed to do? Just break into someone's house and steal it?
Run over to Wally World. Right back here. To
Wally World.
Good Neighbors. They probably have a Christmas shirt in there you could have wore.
Yeah, probably. Would it fit my fat ass? Probably not. Merry Christmas, Dave.
So anyways, this is episode 18.
Is it?
It is.
All right.
Just a fair warning. I say this about our channel each and every time. It's our movie TV channel. We do talk spoilers. We do talk about politically sensitive issues. We are not politically correct.
No.
It's always about the entertainment industry, and we speak our mind about the entertainment industry, and every so often some bad words might slip out. This is our opinion, nobody else's.
I already cursed. I don't need to curse.
You always curse.
Yeah.
Don't forget, if you have any questions, please comment in the comment section on the YouTube or reach out to us at theaverageDavesTalk@yahoo.com. Check out Okemo Valley TV on YouTube and OkemoValley.tv. And
they have channels too. I forget what they are.
1076 and 1086 on Xfinity. Comcast.
Cool.
Yeah, well, you should learn that.
I don't watch us.
Yeah, you don't even watch the stuff.
Oh, we suck.
So, you got anything you want to talk about before we get into the?
I don't. I'm trying to think. It's like what's going on in the world. Like, Nosferatu looks like it's going to be good, and that's going to be coming out on Christmas, so that could be a Christmas movie.
The Superman teaser trailer dropped today. 30-second teaser dropped today.
I thought like the trailer was coming Thursday.
So tomorrow the full trailer comes out. The teaser trailer was just enough to be like, okay.
Yeah. So we're filming this on Wednesday, and
the big trailer for a movie that really needs to succeed in 2025.
It needs to not be gay.
It needs to succeed.
Yeah. Well,
2025 is a big year for DC.
Well, I was just talking to someone at work this morning about it, and I'm like, if you think about Marvel and like DC wants to like try and compete with Marvel, Phase 1 was like 5 movies before they even got to the Avengers. Yep. Like there was the 2 Iron Mans, there was a Hulk, there was Captain America, Thor.
Yeah.
No, is that 5? Yeah. So I mean, they sort of had a bit of a slow burn. Like, take your time, but it worked. Set it up right.
Yeah.
So that because with this, like with the Snyder Cut, they just tried to like jump into it. I think they did like the 2 movies, and then they did
the Snyderverse was a cluster from the moment.
And BVS, especially the theatrical cut, was terrible,
horrible.
The extended cut was better.
Yeah,
it still had issues.
The Justice League original cut was horrible. The Snyder cut was much better, even though that needed work.
Yeah. How did that Martha line get through? I will never ever. Somebody wrote that,
but
they filmed it. They watched it in editing, and they were like, yep, perfect.
However, I don't know. Have you watched Creature Commandos yet?
No.
So DC just released with their first James Gunn release for DC and the Creature Commandos animated. It's good.
Isn't it on Max or something?
It is. It's good. It goes back towards that almost that kind of like heavy metal type of animation. It's definitely a rated R animation.
I'll check it out after Christmas.
But it's good.
I need to.
Yeah.
I've only watched like 2 Christmas movies.
But this Superman's huge for DC. It's huge.
Well, this needs to be their Iron Man.
Yeah.
Iron Man is what started off the MCU.
Yeah.
And 3 marvelous phases. Marvelous, wow.
And then 4 and 5 were horrible.
And then 4 and 5 are there's
trash.
A few in there that are good, but most of it's trash.
Yeah.
And the few that are in there are mostly the Spider-Man stuff.
Yeah. So I mean, about Nosferatu.
Yeah, Nosferatu's coming out on I don't know. Is it coming out Christmas Day?
Yeah, Christmas Day. Vampire.
I want to check it out, but I don't.
I wonder if they're going to do that from this point forward. Because last year you had
Zach to come with me on
not
Christmas
last year.
Day.
What was it?
He's weird.
2 years ago, Violent Night was dropped. I wonder if they're going to.
Violent Night came out in 2022, but I think it came out before Christmas Day.
Christmas. Yeah.
Well, yeah.
But I wonder if they're going to.
But it didn't drop Christmas Day.
I wonder if that's going to be one of the things now. Let's do
that would be like missing your mark
on Christmas, but.
Hollywood's always kind of done that,
Yeah.
releasing Christmas, and it's okay.
Yeah. So, our main topic for today is our top 10 Christmas movies of all time. This could be animated.
I can't stop looking at your shirt.
You don't like it?
It's an eye magnet.
Okay. Whoa. Okay. So, anyways, it's our top 10 Christmas movies of all time, animated or live action.
Yep.
There's a lot of them.
There is a few.
I had a
You
hard
may
time.
not know this, but of all the holidays, they've probably made the most Christmas movies.
And then some people consider some movies Christmas movies, and they're not. And I'll mention that right now. Probably you have it on your list. Is Die Hard? It is not
I
a
saw
Christmas
Planes, Trains, and Automobiles as a Christmas movie. It's not. It's a Thanksgiving
Thanksgiving
movie.
movie.
They're trying to get home for Thanksgiving. Same thing with Dutch.
movie. Yeah. Oh yeah.
Those are the only two Thanksgiving. Like I wanted to do a Thanksgiving thing, and I couldn't think of any
come up with
Thanksgiving
any.
movies outside of those two.
Planes, Trains, and Automobiles. Good movie though.
Dutch is a great movie
John
too.
Candy. John Candy was
National Treasure.
he was so good, so good.
Fat guys are normally funny, Dave.
Yeah.
And then they die real early. Wonder why. Healthy at any size, my ass.
I mean, John Candy. I mean, Planes, Trains, Automobiles, Stripes, Great Outdoors, Uncle Buck. I mean, those are great movies.
Uncle Buck.
Great Outdoors is one of my favorites of his. Summer Rental, was it? Summer Rental? Where they rented a house in Jersey for the summer.
I don't even think I've ever heard of that.
That's
one.
a good one. All right, so you want to go first with your top 10 Christmas movies, starting with your honorable
Honorable
mentions?
mentions. All right, sure. I'll start it off with 2022's Violent Night. This movie was. Oh, it stars David Harbour, John Leguizamo, Beverly D'Angelo, and directed by Tommy Ricola?
Yeah,
Something like that. I really enjoyed it for like when it came out. If you've never seen it, it's Santa Claus is in this wealthy people's home, and for some reason, these terrorists come in there and take the house over, and Santa Claus ends up battling them. It is ridiculous. It's outrageous. It's fun.
It is 100% fun.
God's here. I see him. He's out there.
Oh, yeah, there he is.
Hallowed be his name.
Now, that is... Yeah.
Unfortunately, though, this year we got Red One, which
Horrible.
I haven't. I am going to watch it this week at work.
Don't waste your time.
I'm going to watch it because I'm curious, but I think Violent Night may have started a really bad trend of they're going to start releasing these action-oriented Santa Claus movies. And hi, God, I see you.
Violent Night, though, is so funny.
It's
and David
funny,
Harbour
it's
does a great
fun.
job as Santa when he
Yeah.
plays Santa instead of the one that's taking care of business.
And now we got
He's
Red
really
One.
good.
It stars The Rock and Chris Evans,
So,
who are just The Rock and Chris Evans
Yeah.
in this movie.
Violent Night is awesome.
Never saw it, but I'm going to see it. And our next show, I'll let you all know. It might make our next show's lists.
Yeah.
My second honorable mention is Just Friends, 2005. Ryan Reynolds, Anna Faris, Amy Smart, Chris Klein, Chris Marquette, and directed by Roger Crumble, I think.
Never seen it.
This is a movie that I kind of forgot took place during Christmas. It is hysterical. It's basically Ryan Reynolds ends
Being
up...
Ryan Reynolds.
Yes, actually, to be honest. But Ryan Reynolds ends up back in his hometown by accident during Christmas. And he tries to hook back up with his high school sweetheart, who's played by Amy Smart. It is a hysterical movie. It has a few scenes that when I first saw it, I was literally in tears, laughing for minutes. But yeah, it's a super fun movie. Funny. Check it out.
I've seen it out there, but I've never
Check
watched
it.
it.
It's. I mean, it's like a Christmas themed rom com, but it has Ryan Reynolds and his brother's played by Chris Marquette. Those two were hilarious together in all their scenes.
I have to check it out. I said I've never seen it advertised and stuff, and never
And
watched it.
it's got Anna Faris. She's hysterical.
No, she
funny. Really is funny.
She's funny.
She's genuinely a hysterical. It's like those two, in like
The rest.
yeah, it's good. Check it out.
All right, so my first honorable
English
mention.
good.
What's that?
Me English good.
Yeah. So my first honorable mention is The Night Before from 2015 with Seth Rogen, Jay Gordon-Levitt, and Anthony Mackie. It's J. Gordon Levitt lost his parents when he was a young kid. Seth Rogen and Anthony Mackie character, from that point forward, would bring him out every night before Christmas and go out. And as they got older, they partied harder. Seth Rogen is Jewish in this movie.
Is he? Isn't he Jewish in every movie?
Yeah,
Isn't he Jewish?
He is, but in this movie, it's part of the plot.
It's part of his character?
Yeah, and it's just fun.
Don't tell George.
It can get very raunchy. And there's Michael Shannon is the angel in it that deals weed. it's just a fun movie, but it's based around Christmas. And the end party scene is awesome.
Dave, you're missing the most important character in the movie, which is the box of drugs Seth Rogen gets.
Yeah, that's true. I mean, Seth Rogen's character's wife gives him a box of drugs to go out and have one more final blast because she's pregnant. And you're not going to be able to do it anymore. And that starts the story when he takes it and where it goes from there.
I watched this movie for the first time this year. So, yeah, actually, I forgot I watched it. I've watched 3 Christmas movies so far. It was really funny. I was pleasantly surprised. The church scene had me in tears. Like,
the whole leading up to him outside, going into the church, it's just a perfect.
And again, the box of drugs.
It's like a 10-minute scene.
Yeah, the box of drugs.
Yeah, and it's phenomenal.
It was a really, really, really good movie. I was a little upset. I've never seen it before this year, but I'm glad I watched it. It probably would have made my list if I've seen it a few more times. But, yeah.
No, it's a good movie.
Good movie.
So my other honorable mention, Dave just mentioned it, is Violent Night from 2022. David Harbour, Beverly D'Angelo. It's just a good movie. Yeah, it's violent.
It's in the name.
It's over the top.
Is it violent and it takes place at night?
Yeah, but it's over the top on some of the violence with a candy cane he makes to be like a night. The way he disposes of one terrorist with the light and the star. But when he had to be Santa, David Harbour was excellent as Santa.
I like David Harbour.
Yeah, David Harbour's a good actor. I love him in Stranger Things. So that's really where I first started seeing him, was in Stranger Things.
I mean, he was in stuff before that, but you didn't really know him until Stranger Things. And since Stranger Things, I've really come to enjoy him.
He's a good actor.
Is it my turn?
It is.
May I go?
You most certainly.
My number 10 to start my list off proper, I went with The Family Man, 2000. Nicolas Cage, Tia Leone, Don Cheadle, Jeremy Pivens, directed by Brett Ratner. You ever see it?
I have not.
So in this movie, Nicolas Cage plays a successful businessman. I believe he's like a vice president of a company. He has it all. He thinks he has it all. Money, fast car, lives in a, real posh penthouse. Ends up coming home one day, stopping a robbery. Don Cheadle's like robbing a store. And he ends up somehow... The movie doesn't really make too much sense. Don Cheadle turns out he's like an angel who was just robbing a store. And he ends up giving Nicolas Cage character a glimpse of what his life would have been like had he not gone to Europe for an internship right out of college. He ends up waking up the next day. He's with his high school sweetheart. They live in a house in the suburbs. He has kids, and he ends up seeing what his life would have been had he not left his girlfriend to go off and, become rich and successful, but lonely. And it was a really, really good movie. It takes place during Christmas. And, sort of the theme of the movie is family, and, you don't want to be lonely during the holidays. And it's actually a really, really good movie. Check it out. Tugs at the heartstrings.
Well, I think almost every one of our Christmas movies is going to have that last part about family. How almost every one of
Violent
these
Night
movies ends
didn't.
up with...
Violent Night didn't.
Yes, it did, at the end.
One scene.
Well, but it ended up that way.
The central theme of Violent Night was Santa Claus kicking the ever-loving crap out of terrorists.
Yeah.
The night the reindeer died. Oh, yeah, it's my turn still. And my number 9, A Charlie Brown Christmas, 1965, based on the Peanuts comic strip by Charles M. Schulz. This was the first TV special based on the comic strip. You know it. You love it. Charlie Brown is depressed during the holidays. His friend suggests that he, help organize the play, the Christmas play that they're that they're putting on. He goes out and picks up a tree. Turns out the tree's retarded.
It's a great movie.
It's a great movie.
I left it off because it's only 25 minutes.
Yeah, but
So I wasn't
watch
sure
it.
if I want to keep it
I
as
watch
a movie.
it every year. It's
Yeah,
still a Christmas
I do
special.
too.
It's animated.
Yeah.
Like I like it better than Rudolph and Frosty and all that stuff. You know.
How dare you?
Are you gonna give me that look, Dave?
How dare you say that?
Why are you
about
giving me
Rudolph?
that look?
My God.
It's my list. I made
Again,
it.
you were-
I checked it twice. Are you on it? No. So yeah, my number 9, A Charlie Brown Christmas. It is a yearly tradition.
I watch it every year.
You have to.
It's a great show.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. And Snoopy with his doghouse being decorated.
Who wins first prize?
Yeah.
Come on.
He's actually the best part. I like Charlie Brown, but I love the character Snoopy.
Snoopy's the best part of Peanuts.
Yeah.
Everybody knows that.
So my number 10 is A Year Without Santa Claus from 1974 with Mickey Rooney and Shirley Booth. Santa Claus decides, he wakes up, he doesn't feel well, and he's like, I'm not going to be Santa this year, not delivering kids. Mrs. Claus is like, well, that's not happening. We got to come up with some way to get him back into the mood. I mean, they got classic characters, isn't there? Heat Miser, Gold Mine. I mean, great movie. That old animation style. It's a good classic Christmas movie. You look at some of the animation now, and you're kind of like, okay. But it's just a good story.
I'm going to take your word for it.
You've never seen it?
Nope.
You've never seen A Year Without Santa
No.
Claus? Okay.
That's old as shit, boy.
I mean,
That's 50 years old now.
yeah, but that's
As of now.
These are classics.
And
You should watch them. You should really should. You really should. My number 9 is The Santa Claus from 1994 with Tim Allen. I just love.
that's one that they start off killing off Santa Claus.
Yeah, pretty much, yeah.
It's a Disney movie, too.
Yeah, he becomes
Remember
Santa Claus
Disney made
because
good
Santa
movies?
Claus. Yeah, he becomes Santa Claus because Santa Claus slipped off the.
He
roof.
scared him and he falls off the
died.
roof.
And he takes it,
God.
and from that point forward, he's Santa. And I like how they did the whole story with the elves. When he got arrested, they brought in the elf patrol. Oh, it's just a fun. Now, Santa Claus 2 was okay. Santa Claus 3 I did not like. And then
I don't even think I've seen 3.
that's with
I might have.
when they have Jack Frost,
Is it Martin Short?
Martin Short.
So, I think I have seen it.
Not good.
I didn't like it.
Number 2 was good.
It's
but
quite literally forgettable.
yeah. I really enjoyed the original Santa Claus.
I
just
think I really only like the first one. I don't even remember the I know I've seen them.
that's when Charlie gets in trouble. He goes back and he has only so much Christmas magic on his watch thing, and he ends up having to get married. What was part of the clause?
Okay. Yeah.
But the Santa
I
Claus
remember
from
the clause.
1994 with Tim Allen.
The original's best.
and he was actually really good.
Tim Allen's really good in everything.
Hollywood doesn't like him though.
Oh, yeah.
He's
Well, they
conservative.
probably don't like Sly anymore either.
Yeah. Well, no, they don't.
He doesn't care.
What is that? 33 days. 33 days.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. January 20th night, boys and girls.
Yep. Is it my turn?
It is.
All right. My number 8 is, oddly enough, it's The Santa Claus. 1994. Tim Allen, David Krumholtz, Judge Reinhold, Peter Boyle, Eric Lloyd.
Peter Boyle. That's right. I forgot he was
Isn't
in
it?
that.
Director John Pasquin? Pasquin? I don't know. Yeah, you just talked about it. It's a classic.
Yeah.
It's a really good movie.
I forgot Peter Boyle.
How did you forget Peter Boyle?
Yeah.
You never forget Peter Boyle.
Yeah.
You can't forget Peter Boyle. Peter Boyle was in, what the hell was that movie? Young Frankenstein.
Yeah. Great movie.
Yep. But yeah, movie starts off with Tim Allen killing Santa Claus, and then he takes over his job, and
More worried
The
about
rest is history.
lawsuit stuff.
my number 7 was Klaus, 2019, starring J.K. Simmons, Jason Schwartzman, Will Sasso, Rashida Jones, and Norm Macdonald in his last role that got released after his death. This was a Netflix movie. It's still on there. Check it out. It's really good.
I don't think a lot of people have seen it, but they need to.
From what I understand, I could be wrong, but I heard that Disney basically closed down its cel-shaded animation studio, just leaving a couple people in there so that they could still claim it for their tax purposes. And Netflix hired a vast majority of their
people.
talent that they let go. It looks like a Disney movie. And it's really good. It's about a guy who gets this post. He's like a delivery man. And he ends up befriending a toy maker named Klaus. And together they go around and they deliver toys to all the boys and girls.
Starts out with just that one delivery, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, and then every
Really
so
good
underrated.
movie. Underrated movie.
I forgot to put that.
Check
on
it
here.
out.
Yeah,
It's
really good movie.
something that I have I think I watched it for the first time 3 years ago, and I watched it every year since.
And how each side of the town was like one side of the town hated the other.
Yeah.
It was like a Hatfield and McCoy type thing. And it can be funny too.
It was a good movie.
Yeah.
It was a really good movie.
Yep.
It felt like you were watching a good classic Disney movie.
Yeah.
You know, from like from like 20 years ago. Yep. It's like that same sort of art animation, like The Emperor's New Groove.
Before Disney just
and
went
Hercules.
off the rockers.
Yeah, that was Disney's sort of last hurrah. And then they made a few more decent live action movies, and a few of their like Pixar movies were pretty good, but nothing in the last like 10 years really.
Dude, when we talk about that, we'll be talking about Disney and everything about what was and what wasn't in 2024.
Yeah, but if you want sort of a throwback to good Disney before they went off the rocker, watch Klaus. It's on Netflix.
Yep, no, it's a good movie.
Good movie.
Yep. So my number 8 is How the Grinch Stole Christmas from 1966. Boris Karloff. I'm not a big fan of the Jim Carrey one. I'm not a big fan of the new animated one. I like the original.
I haven't seen the new animated one.
Yeah, everybody knows the story of How the Grinch Stole Christmas. It's one of the first Christmas movies I can remember watching. There's a couple more on here, but I love the dog. I love the Grinch. I love everything about that movie. And there's, it's just how he was mistreated by these.
It's kind of a dark movie.
It really is. But then at the end, he becomes a good guy.
Yeah.
And everybody knows the story, so I'm not going to explain the story. And Boris Karloff's voice is what makes it for me. He is the Grinch for me. The way he just talks in that movie.
Okay.
My number 7 is another Netflix movie, which I think is one of the best modern Christmas takes. Is the Christmas Chronicles from 2018 with Kurt Russell. That was a good movie. Whatever Kurt Russell touches, to me, is usually pretty damn good. And he plays...
Can't think of anything bad that he's in.
And Kurt Russell plays a great...
I don't think I saw the second one.
The second one's not as good.
I don't think I saw it.
The reason I don't like the second one is because one of the side characters is just annoying. But I love the Christmas Chronicles. The whole how the kids get in his sleigh. He crash lands in Chicago, has to deal with the cops chasing the reindeer.
Gets mugged and arrested. Ends up getting murdered by Tim Allen.
Then he's in the jail cell and he gives them all their instruments and at the end, I had this feeling, and at the end, Goldie Hawn shows up as Mrs. Claus. But Kurt Russell, he's an icon to me.
He's the man.
Yeah, he's a great actor. He was singing in this movie. He sang a song from Elvis, which he actually sang. That's him singing. It's just a fun movie.
Kurt Russell played Elvis.
Yeah. So
in Forrest Gump.
He played Elvis in...
wasn't it like 3,000 Miles of Graceland?
3,000.
I've never seen that, but it's...
Kevin Costner.
Kevin Costner and Kurt Russell, how have I not seen it? I don't know.
Yeah. Actually, and he actually did play Elvis in another movie. I can't remember the name of the movie, though. But Kurt Russell's a good actor.
It wasn't Elvis. Huh? I said it wasn't Elvis.
So, yeah, my number 7 was the Christmas Chronicles from Netflix, 2018. I highly suggest watching that. Netflix can actually put out some good stuff
when they want
to.
Yeah, when they want to. They can't put out a good sequel, though.
No.
TV series and like Altered Carbon was a sci-fi
classic
gem.
Yeah.
This had the potential to be one of the best ever sci-fi shows. And then they released the second season. It was awful and it got canceled.
Yeah, it was bad.
It was real. They leaned way too heavy into Anthony Mackie.
Yeah, but like you said, though, season 1
is
great,
phenomenal. All right, my number 6 is the classic Home Alone, 1990.
Didn't even make my list.
Well, I don't care about your list, Dave. I care
wanted
about
to.
this
I
one
wanted
that
to.
I made.
Yeah.
Stars Macaulay Culkin, excuse me, Catherine O'Hara, John Hurd as the McAllisters.
Yeah, McAllister's.
I fucking forget all the time. And then Joe Pesci and Daniel Stern as, in this one, the Wet Bandits.
They're so funny.
Directed by Chris Columbus. If you haven't seen Home Alone,
What are you doing?
seriously.
Yeah. Home Alone 1 and 2. Then the rest
Yes.
are bad.
Yeah, after that was awful.
Awful.
And they both take place during Christmas, Home Alone
Yep.
1 and 2.
Yep.
So, yeah,
Joe Pesci and Dern,
Joe Pesci is Pesci in this movie. You're right.
they're just funny.
They really stole the movie.
They
like,
did.
yeah, I mean, like Kevin McAllister, or I'm sorry, Macaulay Culkin
Yeah.
was a tremendous child actor. He
was.
really was.
but
but-
this movie belongs to.
This movie belongs to the Wet Bandits. It's phenomenal. Joe Pesci is great in everything that he's in.
He's another guy that's a very, very.
He's also
solid.
not in a ton.
No.
He was real selective with his movie roles.
He's a solid
Yeah.
actor.
Yeah.
Solid.
Super solid.
Yep.
My number 5 is the 2009's A Christmas Carol, the animated one. Again from Disney, back when they made some good shit. Jim Carrey, Gary Oldman, Colin Firth, Carrie Elwes, I don't know, Bob Hoskins, the late great Bob Hoskins.
Yeah.
Directed by Robert Zemeckis. This is probably my favorite traditional take of A Christmas Carol. Jim Carrey was great in it. He really was. The animation looked amazing. It was like it wasn't a cell shaded. It was a computer
Yeah.
animated. Awesome movie. You all know what it's about. It's a Christmas Carol.
Yeah. There's so many versions.
There
of
are
it.
so many.
And there's so
versions.
many good ones.
Yep, I probably have another one coming up soon.
Yeah. Let me think.
Let me think.
I think I have a clue as what it's going to be.
Probably, but yeah, if you haven't seen the 2009, again, you can. It's on Disney Plus. If you subscribe to that, I highly recommend checking it out. It was really
I'm
well
not
done.
a big Jim Carrey fan, but I do like that movie.
How are you not a big Jim Carrey fan?
I just think a lot of times he was just way too over top, and I know that's part.
That is Jim Carrey.
But sometimes I just
That would be like saying I don't like Robin Williams. He's just too over the top.
now there you can't even go that.
Yes,
you
you
can't
can.
compare those two.
Yes, you can.
No, you can't.
Yes, you can.
Now one's a legend, one is okay.
No, they're both legends. No, they're both legends.
But anyways, but Jim Carrey
Comment
has had
below,
some good movies.
is Jim Carrey a legend?
He's had some good movies, but other movies have just been.
Name one. Name one shitty Jim Carrey movie. Good. Oh wait.
Yeah, I can think of the good ones. Was a Liar Liar? Mm-hmm. That was a bad movie.
No, it wasn't.
So I'm not going to argue with you because you're going to just be like, yep, nope,
Yep.
nope, yep.
You could name a shitty one, and I won't even give it to you.
All righty. So my number 6 is one of the classics of all time.
Better not be a Jim Carrey movie.
It is not. It's A Wonderful Life from 1946 with Jimmy Stewart, Donna Reed. That movie is totally about how everybody's life means something. Everybody's life. Doesn't matter who you are. It comes down to your life is meaningful. Mine is. Everybody out there, their life means something.
All lives matter.
All lives matter. Yep, all lives matter. But that's really what the movie comes down to. It's a classic. This is Jimmy Stewart at his best. One of his best movies ever. And it's black and white. A lot of people don't like black and white. I've actually heard where people want to have them kind of do that, where they can go back and colorize things.
No, I'm sure they can.
You know, don't touch it. Certain things need to be left alone. And if anybody wants to screw it up, probably Disney will take it and screw it up. But
God, I hope they remake the OT. That'd be so funny.
it's a classic movie. If you haven't seen it, watch it. My number 5 is from 1970. A Santa Claus is Coming to Town. From 1970, Fred Astaire and Mickey Rooney. Starts with how Santa is raised by the elves. You have the Burgermeister, doesn't want kids having toys.
Did you see the Burgermeister?
Yeah, yeah. You gotta
Burgermeister.
have you ever watched this?
No.
Okay. Can I leave?
Dude,
you just do your list.
Your list is old as shit, and you're knocking on Jim Carrey. Yeah, you can leave. I'll finish.
But Santa Claus is Coming to Town from 1970. It's a great movie. Great movie.
I'll have to take your word for it.
You should watch it, though.
I do want to watch It's a Wonderful Life.
Oh, you got to watch that.
Yeah, I've never seen that.
That's a classic of all time. But I like the old How the Grinch Stole Christmas, A Year Without Santa Claus, those type movies, because that's what I grew up with. Mm-hmm. And there's one on here that's like missing, and my wife will be, well, there's actually two on here that should be very mad that aren't here. And I'll tell you what those are when I get done. And you know one of them, because you can't stand it either.
Nope. Yeah, I know. My number 4 is another Jim Carrey classic, and that's the 2000s How the Grinch Stole Christmas. You know what? I don't care.
You know what, though?
Actually,
though, that's not too bad. I don't mind him in that. I do get a little sick of the whole town scenes in there, but yeah, it's not bad.
there isn't too many scenes. There's a few.
Yeah, it's got too much.
Stars Jim Carrey, Jeffrey Tambor, Taylor Momsen. She plays like the little Mary Lou who she hasn't really been in too much. I think she became like a singer.
Yeah, I don't know.
Bill Irwin, looks like Christine Baranski and Molly Shannon. Narrated by the great Anthony Hopkins.
What year was that again?
2000.
Yeah.
And directed by Ron Howard.
Yeah.
Who's very hit or miss.
And his brother's in that, actually,
Yeah,
too.
Clint.
Yep.
Oh, his brother's in everything that he does.
Yeah,
Ron Howard is very hit or miss. Like,
Oh, yeah.
his movies are either awful or like Academy Award
Yeah.
worthy.
Yeah, he's a 50-50 guy.
Yeah. Again, you know the story of like the Grinch.
Yeah.
It was a modern take on it, and for like 2000. Apparently, you said that they did a newer animated one.
Yeah.
Like, when did that come out?
Like maybe 5-6 years ago. I think it was before COVID, but not a long time before COVID. So
I mean, I'm sure I know what it's about.
I mean, you know what? If you like it, that's great. But
It's like a DreamWorks animation or something.
yeah,
Something like that. I don't know. All right, my number 3 is Scrooged. 1988 stars all of the Murrays, but including Bill Murray. Karen Allen, Alfie Woodard as his secretary, Bobcat Goldthwait, Carol Kane, Robert Mitchum, John Forsythe, David, I might be saying his name wrong, David Johansen. Directed by Richard Donner. Same guy who did Superman.
who made a cameo in the very first part of that movie?
Lee Majors?
Lee Majors.
Yeah, the $6 Million Man.
Yeah.
The night the reindeer died. I just watched that last night.
I love that movie.
A modern day take on
Christmas
a Christmas Carol.
Yep.
By modern day,
Yep.
we mean nearly 40 years old now, but back when it was made.
But they made it into a comedy.
And they put put their own twist on it.
Yeah.
Like, he's not Ebenezer Scrooge.
Right.
He plays Frank Cross.
Yep.
Obviously, Bill Murray's the main guy.
So good, though.
You know,
The little mice with the antlers.
the Metacritic on that is like a 35. That's just one of those. It's like kind of like Boondock Saints where they got it wrong.
You either like, my wife hates that movie. Hates it. She doesn't want to watch it, but I have to. I watch it at least twice a year. But that, like you said, though, it's like Boondock Saints. You either love that movie or you hate it, or you don't really know what it's.
Nobody hates Boondock Saints.
Well, I know a lot of people that don't like Boondock Saints.
All right, well,
But-
they're idiots.
Yeah, but Scrooged is so good. And Bill Murray is funny, and the elevator scene. I mean, the mice.
You brought up the mice twice, Dave. What is it? What is it? What is it about mice?
Can't we just staple them? They're all.
Are you still trying to run the world?
It's a good movie, and
It's a great movie. Again, you know the story beats. It is a Christmas Carol, but it was made in 1988.
80s type of
friggin'
humor.
phenomenal. Yeah,
80s type of
which
humor.
is good humor.
Yeah.
Shit made in the 80s was better than anything that they make these days.
Because, well, back in the day, nobody didn't care if you offended somebody.
Back in the 1980s when they made movies.
You know, if a joke, you make a joke, if it hurts somebody's feelings, tough crap.
Back in the 1980s when they made movies, they put subtle shit in it.
Yeah.
That you have to pay attention to the movie, not like these like modern audiences that are like on their phone and they only look up when they start hearing things exploding.
Yeah. Let's just mention something like Shrek. They had adult humor, had kids humor.
Well, that's how kids' movies used to be.
Yeah, not
Like
anymore.
Disney used to do that all the time. They realized if they want the adults to bring their kids to the movies, they better put shit in it that the adults want to see.
Well, you're going to go see, speaking of Disney, you're going to go see Snow White and the Seven Dwarfs next month? Yeah, me too. I am so
Why are
waiting.
they even releasing this? Like, honestly, this is
I think
the only
because they
reason
spent
I
so
like
much money
Disney
on it.
now is because watching YouTube content creators blast on the shit that they make is better than than anything that they put out.
I don't think they can walk away from it because they've dumped like $330 million into it already. Some asinine figure like that.
What's her name? Rachel Zegler?
She is a horrible person.
Yeah. Seriously.
So
Horrible person. She needs to find Jesus.
she needs to find something because she's bad.
Jeebus.
She's bad. But anyways, my number 4 is
Probably
Christmas
something
Carol.
that came out before I was born.
No, A Christmas Carol. Any version. I will take almost any version of Christmas Carol because it's just a classic movie. However, I'm going to take the 1984 one with George C. Scott. I just think to me, that's the best one. I love George C. Scott. I love how they did
I think I've seen it, but it was like a long time ago.
I just like how they did the ghost of Christmas past, present, and the future. I just like how they did that the best. But I'm a huge Christmas Carol fan. Scrooge, any of that.
It's a timeless story.
Yeah. All the way back to the original one from, was it 39?
Something like that.
39, 40. And there's been Patrick Stewart did it.
Really?
Yeah. Patrick Stewart did it. The Muppets.
Probably. Oh, yeah, the Muppets.
The Muppets is a great
Muppets
one.
is great.
Mickey's Christmas, Mickey Mouse did it.
Yep.
I believe Flintstones did a kick on it.
No, that I don't know.
Yeah, there's so many versions of Christmas Carol because it's a timeless classic.
If the Flintstones did it, did the Jetsons do it?
I don't think so, but it's
Has
just
Scooby-Doo done it?
I don't know.
Batman did it in Batman Noel.
I've never seen that.
Well, no, it's not a movie. I don't think it's a movie. It is a graphic novel where they have like different heroes playing the different ghosts, and I believe
I'd have to
Superman was the Ghost of Christmas Present.
Yeah,
It was
I have to find it.
surprisingly good.
I have to, if I see it, I'll buy it because I have
Batman Noel.
so many
Check
Batman.
check it out. It was actually pretty good.
Yeah, but A Christmas Carol is just a timeless classic, and there's so many great versions of it. I just chose George C. Scott one because I love George C. Scott.
Yeah, I'm going to go with
Great
the Jim
actor.
Carrey. I mean, George C. Scott, Batman.
Yeah, one of the. That's such a good movie, especially the opening speech he gives. I can remember watching that with my grandfather because my grandfather served in World War II under Patton, and he was like, "Yeah, this is the way this guy was. No bullshit. This is what's going to happen." And that's what needs to happen nowadays. Well, anyways, let's get back to the Christmas list. My number 3 is White Christmas from 1954 with Bing Crosby, Danny Kaye, Rosemary Clooney. It spawned one of the greatest Christmas songs of all time in White Christmas. Bing Crosby, Danny Kaye were World War II. Bing Crosby was a captain. Danny Kaye was a private, serving in the same unit. They were both entertainers in the Army. They got out of the Army, came back to Vermont and to the inn of one of their generals. And the inn wasn't doing well, and they did a big event for him to get business. It's just a great Christmas movie. Have you ever seen it?
No. The best thing to come out of that movie is the iconic line from National Lampoon's Christmas Vacation.
Oh, Danny.
That's the best thing to come out of that movie.
I think we're both going to be getting to that movie. But White Christmas, I watch it every year. I watched it as a kid with my grandparents. I love that movie. Love it.
Oh, is it my turn?
You're number 2.
So I can finish. All right, my number 2 is the iconic A Christmas Story. 1983. Peter Billingsley, Darren McGavin, Melinda Dillon, Ian Petrella. I might be saying it wrong. Directed by Bob Clark, narrated by Gene Shepard, who I didn't realize this until just maybe 4 or 5 years ago, that it's based off his book, In God We Trust, All Others Pay Cash. I didn't realize that the adult Ralphie is actually Ralphie in real life. Everybody knows it. Everybody loves it. There's a reason that, like, I think TBS plays it for 24 straight hours before Christmas.
It has some classic scenes in it. It's a great movie.
Yeah, it is a timeless classic. I remember going into work back when I still lived in Jersey, and we only had like basic cable.
You're one of those people from New Jersey. That's
Huh?
right.
You can say it, Dave. Scumbag. Okay? Jersey is the armpit of the world. That is what Jersey, that is what people from Jersey
because you
say
live there,
about
you can
Jersey.
say that.
Yeah, it is the armpit of the world. It is a shithole. Great food, though. But I remember going into work, TBS playing it for, 24 straight hours, and me watching it 4 times during my 8-hour shift. It would be over. Next one comes on. Okay, only 3 more times watch it, then I get to go home. But yeah, I mean, enough said.
I did not like this. Was it the sequel they just did last year? 2
I
years
didn't.
ago?
I tried to watch it, and I was like, no,
I couldn't get into it.
no. I got like 15 minutes in. I was like,
I couldn't get
it's
into
not
it.
grabbing me.
Yep.
Like
Right.
I think it had an actual sequel though, A Christmas Story 2, like from like the 80s, and
Don't know.
I could be wrong, but I think I've seen it.
Yeah.
Or like I've seen like the artwork for like the box.
Never seen it. But I watched the one they just did.
I'm going to Google it after I'm done because my number one is National Lampoon's Christmas Vacation.
Yeah.
I have watched this movie every single year for 30 years without fail. It is the one movie that I have not missed
Yes, what,
before
30
a Christmas.
35
Chevy
years
Chase,
old.
Beverly D'Angelo, Randy Quaid, Johnny Galecki, Juliette Lewis, directed by Jeremiah S. Cheechkick. I don't know.
I don't remember
I don't know.
if I ever.
Who cares? The guy directed
Yeah.
only one of the greatest Christmas movies of all time. There isn't anything to say about this movie other than if you haven't seen it, you absolutely must watch it. It is essential.
It's a comedy classic on its own.
It is. It really is.
And then you mix in the Christmas things with it. And this
Ryan Doyle Murray is in it.
Yeah.
Bill Murray's oldest
Yeah.
brother.
And to me, Chevy Chase, this was his prime movie.
And he's been in a lot of really, really good stuff. But this
here,
is
where he does his rant.
this and probably Vacation.
The whole Vacation, the first Vacation, and European Vacation was good too.
I didn't really like it. I actually liked Vegas better than European.
See, I liked European better than Vegas, but they're all good.
Yeah.
But this
They're all
movie
certainly
here-
watchable.
This movie here is.
But the first two are cream of the crop. This was
you
the second
have-
one that I believe the second one came out, and then was it European and then Vegas?
No, I thought it went. I
could be wrong.
I thought it went Vacation, then European, then Christmas.
Yeah, I'm not sure. I know that Vegas was last
Yeah, it's
and
last.
Vacation was first.
Yeah, but if you haven't seen this movie, what are you doing?
Yeah, seriously. Like every single channel,
even if you're
has
not
it
into comedy,
55
or something,
times.
watch this movie because there's some rants he goes on when he talks about Danny Kaye and Santa stuffing his fat white ass down the chimney. If you don't laugh, you have an issue. If you can't laugh at this movie about everything,
Nobody can say his last name. Grismond, Greaseball.
and Randy, Randy, right? Yeah, Randy Quaid. Shitter's full. It's a classic line.
was full.
You know, the whole RV.
Even probably the stupidest scene in the whole movie was the sledding scene, and that's even good.
But it's funny.
Yeah.
Because, it all started because he couldn't do it himself because he has a metal plate in his head. And Randy
Plastic
Quaid-
plate.
Plastic, that's right. Everything about the movie. The scene where they're shopping, him and the son, and they go to the son sees him flirting with the cashier. Mary. Some of the stuff he says to her. This movie.
Well, that's my name. No shit.
Yeah, this movie could not be made now because they would have to switch things up because people would get offended.
Every
by some
movie
of
from
the
the 80s could
Yeah.
be made now.
But
There's very few that could be.
the whole cop scene, Freeze,
Her
Beverly
friggin'
D'Angelo-
hand is on his
Yes,
is like on his sack.
yeah, it is just a great, great Christmas movie. There's nothing better.
No, there isn't.
No, and I mean, I'll go into my number two. My number two is the classic Rudolph the Red-Nosed Reindeer from 1964, Burl Ives. It is the first Christmas movie I ever watched as a kid. I make sure I watch it at least once a year every time it's on. I own it on Blu-ray and 4K and DVD, and I actually still have my video cassette version of it. It's just a great movie, even though a few years ago you got all the butthurts in this country that wanted to get rid of it because it promoted bullying. I'm like, come on, these people.
The Christmas Story 2 did come out, but it was 2012.
Okay.
I didn't realize it was that recent.
So Rudolph the Red-Nosed Reindeer, just a great movie. They go with the song. The song was actually, I can't remember the other song. It comes from a book. I can't remember. I was going to write all that down and forgot to do it. But it's actually from a book first, the whole Rudolph the Red-Nosed Reindeer. But it's the first Christmas movie I ever watched as a kid.
You know, when you type up your list, you can put little notes in.
No, I was going to, but I forgot to. Because I was kind of in a hurry today. We had stuff going on that
Dave,
took up some time.
What is your number one?
My number one is National Lampoon's Christmas Vacation. Again, 1989.
Really? We agree on something.
Again, if you have not seen this movie, seriously,
How
watch
is A Christmas Story not on your list?
I like the Christmas.
Did you forget about it?
No, I like
You
the
forgot
Christmas.
about it.
It would have been in my top 15 if we did 15. Charlie Brown Christmas was in my top 15.
You won't let us, Dave.
But no, you're the one who wanted to do top 10.
We'll lose all the
So, but if you haven't seen Christmas Vacation, watch it.
Everyone's seen it.
Sit down.
Everyone has seen it. It is impossible not to go a Christmas without seeing A Christmas Vacation.
And give it a shot. It's just a classic.
You know what? Actually, no. Now, because there's a lot of young, stupid people, and we work with a lot of these young, stupid people, and they won't watch the damn movie. They'll just sit on their phones.
Cell phones, yeah. That's why. That is one thing I will give, like Keen in Springfield theaters. If they see you,
They actually do check.
they see you on your cell phone, you're out.
You should be out.
Yeah, I love that. If you're on your cell phone in a movie, you need to be kicked out.
Yeah.
Period.
This little tiny screen when you're in a dark theater
Yeah.
is like
Yep.
a 10,000 lumen flashlight.
Yeah, it's
I might be saying that wrong.
And
I don't
you should
know.
be kicked out of the theater. No refunds, and you shouldn't be allowed back for a year.
Yeah. I'm fine with that.
So that was our top 10 Christmas movies of all time. There were some good ones on there. You actually had a couple ones on there that were pretty good, Dave. For a chance, yeah. You got anything? Oh, one movie.
My list last week was better than yours, objectively. And you even said it.
What's the one movie we both will never put on this list?
That would be the Polar Express, which is a train ride straight to hell.
That movie.
That movie is freaky as shit. Every single one of those kids on that train should be dead.
I've never understood.
And then
it.
you get to the friggin' North Pole, which is hell, and it's like populated by these elves from hell.
They look evil.
They do.
I
That movie freaks the shit out of me. Everybody else in my family loves it.
My wife loves it.
Morons.
My wife loves it. She loves that movie.
I
don't get it.
It is far and away the creepiest role by Tom Hanks. He plays every single adult, and they're all just child predators.
We're gonna see where the Epstein list comes.
Well, I told you my theory on why Hollywood's leaving.
Yeah,
Because
the Diddy and the Epstein list.
yeah,
See what all that
stuff might happen. We better get to a non-extradition country.
But so that was our top 10. We hope you enjoy that. Our next topic in 2 weeks is going to be 2024,
Year in review.
the year in review of a lot of crap. Some good stuff.
Yeah, I don't think it was as bad as 2023 or
it's
2022.
Well, 2022 was crap because the whole COVID thing just pretty much.
2022 was crap because Hollywood sucks.
Yeah, but there was some bad stuff in 24. There was some good stuff.
There was actually
we lost
some good
really
stuff.
good actors. Yeah, so that'll be our next one. Is the year that it was, 2024. The good, the bad, the ugly. People, good actors that passed away, and we're going to be doing that in 2 weeks. Got anything to say before we hit the road?
Merry Christmas.
Yep. Merry Christmas, Happy New Year. We're good.
Yeah.
All right. With that being said, I hope you enjoyed this episode of
you and your sweater.
Hope you guys enjoyed this version of the Average Days Movie and TV Talk, and we'll see you in a couple weeks. And again, Merry Christmas.
Merry Christmas.